Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Snake and I'm back with a brand new video. Today, guys, we are going to be doing Season 21 Weapon Tier List. I've got my good friend, Fake Jordan, here again. Hello, Jordan. How are we?
Hello. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Amazing. So, me and Jordan have done these videos before. You guys seem to really like them. So, we obviously had to come back with the Season 21 version. So, Jordan, how have you been finding Season 21?
I've really enjoyed solos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm struggling with the Wingman being back on the floor. Can't lie.
Yeah.
but all in all, I'm enjoying the season. Yeah, I am enjoying it.
Nice. Yeah.
Have you found it?
Yeah, no, I've been enjoying it. I think I definitely think solos is making other guns shine a little bit more.
Yeah,
which
sure.
is making it come to light a lot more about certain weapons which we might have slept on before just because everyone's getting fucking close and personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So without further ado, though, we're gonna get straight into it, guys. So let's see what we get. We're gonna start off straight away with the Alternator. So, if I'm vaguely remembering, I think we put this in the C tier last time.
Yeah.
Was it C? Because we were talking very much about the fact of it obviously having disruptors on it. But then, of course, if you don't have disruptors on it, it does start to fall off late game.
Yep. I do still agree. I think the only thing that's swaying me here, maybe bump up a little bit, is simply because the introduction of solos. Because obviously they come equipped, and I think it's purple and above for the Alternator comes with disruptors.
Yes, yeah.
So it does feel a lot more common to have an Alternator with disruptors than it is to not at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
So having disruptors is a lot more common, but then in like trios or ranked, I still think it suffers from the same problem. It drops off really quickly if you don't have the Alternators disruptors late game.
Yeah, I think people might have like a case to argue this season purely, guys, what you say, because solos is in that situation where, like you say, you pick up a preloaded one, so it's going to feel a bit more disgusting. But at the end of the day, jump into ranked, it is just a normal Alternator. So, and there's been no changes to it. There's nothing different about it. So I'm happy to stick it in C again. Yeah, I'm happy to stick it in C. It's an easy gun to use, and the off drop is very nice. But like you say,
if you get a purple or gold in solos off drop, it shreds.
Exactly. Moving next, we now have the Bocek. I've got a funny feeling we put this in A.
B. It was B.
Was it B in the end? Was it B?
I think I've actually changed my opinion a bit. Partly because I listened to what our good friend Scott from Convergent said about it, damage output and the ease of use, the quietness, and I've actually been picking up a lot more. And I do agree that it's definitely up there. I would be more inclined to up it a little bit personally.
I think that's why I thought we'd put it in A. Because I think, like you say, we might have done it a bit dirty. Last one was, like you say, it. Don't get me wrong, obviously when it gets close and personal, it's fucking useless. But it is so good at just burning out their heals, isn't it? And then, like you say, you can pretty much knock someone if you get 2 headies, if I'm thinking of the maths correctly.
Yeah. And I think as well, like, it's because it's so quiet.
Yeah, it is.
If you're in a slightly more secluded position, it's not that instant, like you shoot someone with a sentinel and the entire map knows where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes that minute of like, where are they? Where am I being shot from? And by then they've really pinged some damage into you. Definitely.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think we bump up.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we used it enough personally before, and I think we let that fail.
No, I really enjoyed using it, but yeah, I don't think I put into concept a lot of the points that were made.
Yeah. Scott really did shove it into the spotlight and maybe view it from a different light. Yeah.
Next up, we've got the car. Now, I had a few people pissed off that we put the car lower. Now, why did we put it in C?
No, it went in D, mate.
Was it D? See, there you go. I think that's where we might have done it a bit dirty.
Personally, I still don't particularly like it. I think because when you look at it, it's got a fast time to kill. But I think it suffers from a very similar problem to what the R9 does, which is the lower mag size. Not huge, like. It takes basically a full clip to knock someone, which can, especially with some of the other guns sitting in the same kind of like damage range. It's not the easiest to control. It's got the lower mag size. It's definitely solid, and I might have done it dirty because I personally just don't like it very much. Yeah, I still don't think it sits as high as some people want it to.
No, I mean, if I was to change it, I would potentially bump it up to C. I don't, because I do use it a little bit more now. And I do just like the fact I have the versatility of swapping between light and heavy. It just makes your life so much easier.
And attachments, being able to use either the light mag or heavy mag.
Yeah, and the recoil on it is, I definitely think it's easier than the R99 to use. Obviously, the fire rate's not as fast as the R9, but the recoil control is a lot easier. Like, I find that I can do a lot more damage at range, not that much range, like mid-range with the car than I could do with the R9.
Yeah, I feel that. I think for me, it's the R9. I've been using it for so long, it feels more natural.
Yeah.
Whereas, like I said, I've never really used the car because I've always just had the R9 in my hands. But I think the best way I think to look at it with the Alternator is, if you compare it to the Alternator, without disruptors, I'd just take a car. With disruptors, I wouldn't. So therefore, I think it balances out to probably around the same kind of tier.
Yes. Yeah. So should we say C?
I think so. I think
okay. We'll give it a C.
We're being really nice this time.
We are being generous. Next up, we've got the charge rifle, and I have not changed my opinion. I have not changed my opinion at all. It's just not the gun it used to be. It's just absolutely shocking. I'm sorry, Panda.
Yeah. Like I said, like we said last time, you can hit some nice shots with it, but I just think everything it does, other guns do better.
Yeah, I had it the other day, and I remember I was shooting through a window, and I could see there was like two people fighting, and because of obviously how long it takes to like charge it up, and then obviously you got to wait for it, does a little bit of a drop. It just was like, oh my god, if I had a Senti right now, I would have got 2 knocks. Like, it just takes too long.
So much more calculation as well that goes into it for the same kind of result.
Yeah, I just think it's just too much hassle for that gun, definitely.
Yeah, no, I very much agree.
Okay, next up we've got the Devotion. Now, of course, the Devotion has moved into the care package, so we are talking about a fully pre-charged, turbocharged up Havoc. Devotion. What's your thoughts on it?
It terrifies me.
It is a very fucking scary weapon.
It's the hip fire.
Yeah.
Like, the first time I picked up and took it into the range, and I was hip firing, and I'm hitting like on the really fast moving target, like square target.
Yeah.
And I'm tracking that for like 100% accuracy, and it's disgusting with the mag size. It's like a baby Sheila.
Yes, yeah. I think it is definitely S. I mean, they've done it surely. Like I said, they've done a great job at making it fucking solid.
yeah. The guarantee, like you said, the guaranteed turbo puts it up straight away, and then combine that with the
mag size, like you say,
and the mag size increase. Yeah, and
just never-ending bullshit.
It's terrifying. You hear that charge up, and you're instantly like, "Oh no!"
Just why? Okay, awesome. Right, next up we've got the EVA 8. Now, the EVA 8. Why do I feel like we put it in B last time?
No, we did it really dirty last time.
Did we really dirty?
It went in D.
It got in D.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit!
And do you know what? I don't disagree with that.
It's
especially with the buffs to like the PK and the Mastiff this season. I don't want a Mastiff over either of those things, and the other two are more readily available.
Yeah, it's I mean, the only thing is, well, it does come preloaded, obviously, with the gold barrel.
Yep.
Which is obviously always good to put it into the mix, because that obviously get the right slide. You've got pretty much stupid amount of mags in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Obviously, he doesn't have the digi this season though.
Nope.
Which is always good to put into the mix, because that obviously comes away from that. So that obviously now means it is, like you say, it's just an EVA 8 at the end of the day. Beforehand, having the digi when it was obviously it did definitely help out. I'm surprised we put it so low.
I think we looked at it the same way last time as well. It's like, if you compare it to something like the fact it's a care package weapon, you compare it to a PK with disruptors.
Yeah.
I don't see a time where I'm taking the EVA over that.
No.
As long as you can hit your shots, there's never a reason to need an EVA over a PK, because you're taking out a whole team with a mag anyway.
Yeah. Oh god.
So I'd keep it low personally. C or D, I'd be happy with.
I don't know whether D's too low.
I think it depends on what else we put there personally, because again, if I look at like an Alternator or a car, I probably want both of those over an EVA 8.
Oh, it's a difficult one.
Did the EVA 8 get the same buff that the PK and Mastiff got?
I can't remember now.
I can't remember. If it did, then I'd argue to put it up. It's definitely the care package weapon I want the least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Like the only time I'm picking it up is end game, and I need to swap out. Say,
low
for example,
ammo, yeah.
Yeah, low ammo or anything like that. The only time I'm really thinking about, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I don't know. I'm.
Maybe we go into C for now, and then if we feel like the other weapons are putting it down, we just bump it down.
Yeah.
See it.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Next up, we have the Flatline.
Love the Flatline.
Now, yes, you're a big lover of the Flatline. I enjoy the Flatline. It is just, I mean, great gun off a drop because it just destroys someone very quickly. Great game, mid game, decent late game.
Easy to learn recoil. It does require some learning where something like the R3 doesn't, but it's not a difficult pattern to grasp at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's good hip fire at close. It does decent damage. I think the only thing that really puts it down at the minute is the burst meter. Yeah,
that is it, isn't it? Everyone wants burst or energy.
Or energy, yeah.
One or the other at the moment. Now, where would you like to put it if you were?
I'm quite happy with where we put it last time, to be fair. I think we stuck it in B last time.
Yeah, I'm looking at B. B is staring at me and I'm thinking, you know, a lower skill player would probably struggle with the recoil. But, yeah, anyone with a higher tier and mid tier, to be honest, it's not too hard to learn and say off a drop. Close to mid range, it's pretty decent.
The player base of Apex at the minute, I think there's a lot more experienced players than there are new players.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's got a decent grasp on most recoil patterns and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, next up we've got the G7. What's our thoughts? I think we did very much say last season it was slept on. I do think it is still slept on. I do think a lot of people still sleep on it because they tend to just jump straight on a 301. Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, don't get me wrong. If I have the option to swap to a 301 because I have a light mag and all that, then yeah, I probably will go. But 3 times on a G7 early game is very disgusting anyway.
I struggle with the 301 swap because I think the only time I'm taking a 301 or a G7 is if I want range and poking ability.
Yeah.
And I think I get more effective poking ability from the G7 than I do the R3. So if I'm pairing it with something like, I don't know, the guns we've got the Alternator or the car, I think I'd rather have a G7 in my hands for long range pokes.
It is
you need to commit a lot less time out of cover to pump out 2 or 3 shots and pop back in.
Yeah.
So I do really rate the G7. A lot of people really don't like it. It's got quite a high drop at distance, but I think once you learn that, I think it's a definitely slept upon gun.
Yeah, definitely. Right, where do we think he sits?
What do you reckon?
I don't know whether I could put him in B.
It's what we did last time. I think he fits. I think that the problem is it fits a purpose that is quite specific because you're never going to want to end up in a situation where you're stuck in a room trying to 1v3 with a G7.
No, that's.
But I'm not taking it for that purpose. If I'm trying to bump up Evo late game and I want some poke damage at some consistent range, it's definitely one of the better guns for it.
Yeah.
I think it fits its role really well, but how niche is its role is what balances this out. I wouldn't be angry with B at all. If it is C, I think it's an upper C.
Okay, we'll go with B because we got a few in C already, and I see what you're saying. We'll leave it there for now, and then we can always touch base on it. We can always bloody adjust it if there's anything that is nagging us, and we're like, want to go back, we'll go back.
If you want to put the charge rifle down another tier.
Exactly, get it out of the screen. Next up, we've got the Havoc. Now, before stream, we briefly touched on it, and I think we are both agreeing that it is the most broken gun at the moment off a drop.
Why is it got so many bullets?
It's just honestly I don't know why we didn't put it higher last season. To be honest,
the weapons that were top, we had 2 care package weapons in the Nemesis.
Nemesis, yeah. I do think we just kind of ignore the ability that it can, and I feel like because everyone is now starting to realize how strong it is, everyone's jumping on it, and now it's starting to become more of a realization, especially once again with the solos aspect of things, where they're like, oh wow, everybody's using this gun because it doesn't stop firing.
Yeah, the amount of times I've had like a Volt and like if I've missed a couple of bullets and I'm being punished so hard and they've got a Nemesis, and that's with the charge up time as well. And it's the ramp up time, and they're still outgunning me just because they can just hold and fire just consistently.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I think it's got to be S. It's got to be S.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no doubt about it. I mean,
it's not a hard recoil to learn for like moderate distance as well. Like a long range is difficult, but like with a 2 to 4, I've had some decent like sprays at like reasonable distance as well.
Yeah, and I do think as well, just the hip fire. Like if someone comes through a door or whatever, and you're just ready to go, like you just don't have to really think about it. Move left and right a little bit, and you'll be all right. It's fine. They'll be dead in a minute. Okay, moving next, we have the hemlock. So we already touched on burst meta being more important this season and last season, which is already making me lean above potentially the B section.
Yeah,
I think we did say A last season.
Went in A last season.
Nothing's changed with the hemlock. It's still a very good gun, very accurate. Hip fire's good. The shorts are close range and mid range. Sorry,
I'm not angry off a drop if it's
no, because you can free burst someone. I'm pretty sure. Literally, it's just disgusting, really, of a gun.
Yeah.
So I think it has to go back in A.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very agreeing with this.
Don't think we can demote it or anything like that. It's not had any changes, so why would we?
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Kraber. Now, I obviously put this straight away in S last time.
Yeah.
And I think you did, in the end, turn around to me later on and go, do you know what? I think I was unfair.
Yeah, I think it's still very high, a lot more high risk, high reward than some of the other guns when you look at like the Devotion or the Havoc.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's much risk in taking either of those.
No.
But the sheer damage output that the Kraber could do is hard to ignore. Like,
exactly.
When you're knocking people.
So that was what I was thinking in my head. I don't actually know whether we touched based on the fact that you can collapse people with it as well.
Yeah.
Which obviously would, obviously I've never done it in my life, but I mean, there is streamers out there that have managed to get 3 kills in 1 bullet, for example, and there is just no other weapon you can do that with.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I do think it's got a level of risk to it, and like there are like, especially like, it's not. If for example, if we're playing trios and my random picks up a Devotion, it doesn't bother me too much.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if they pick up a Kraber, I panic.
Yeah.
Because I know if they're not hitting, they're useless to me.
Normally, my one is if someone picks up Kraber or I pick up Kraber on the team, everyone's just giving the person who's got the Kraber shit.
yeah, 100%. You've got to hit every shot with that.
Yeah. It's like, if you got the Kraber, you better not miss, mate. And if you keep missing, I'm going to tell you. Yeah. It's just the sheer amount of pressure people put on you. But it is
output potential. Yeah, it's definitely top tier.
Moving down then.
A bit mean.
Yeah, you were. Moving down, then we're going to go to the 30-30. So Skull Pierce has been removed this season.
Yeah, man.
Which is definitely affected the 30-30.
Yeah, I think I was quite a champion for it before, especially like I think like G7 30-30 with a 30-30 having such good hip fire and the Skull Piercer. Now I don't know if I'd take it over the G7 because they do, in my eyes, they do the same job. Yeah,
I think I do think taking away that Skull Piercer has definitely dropped it.
Yeah, it's not a bad gun. It just feels balanced again.
Yeah, it does. It just feels balanced, but obviously there's other guns that are better.
Yeah.
And the fire rate on it obviously is a little bit slower. With obviously you got to wait for the charge up time.
Yeah.
You want to do more damage.
With the reload nerf from last season as well, rather than being 2 bullets, it's 1. I just think it's in a good place now for it needs. It's not literally in everyone's hands every game like it used to be.
No. But where do we put it now is the question.
I personally think the removal of the Skull Pierce has knocked it down to a C.
Yeah. I don't. It's definitely not a B. No, it's not. I mean, I don't actually think I picked one up this season. I'll be honest with you.
No.
Which makes me
think if you're landing a couple of headshots at range and you're accurate with it, it still definitely does what you need it to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not got that devastating impact it used to have.
No. But I don't know whether I want to be harsher. I don't know. I just feel like I just don't see any occasions where I want to pick it up now.
I still wouldn't be like off drop, for example. I'm still not mad if I get one.
I am.
If I land and get a P2020, because the thing is, if you land a couple of headshots up close, especially like with how accurate the hip fire is, you can still 2 or 3 shot someone with it. Like how many? Like, I can't remember how much damage it does per headshot now, but it's decent. If everyone's white shields,
yeah,
and it's got a decent mag size as well. You can get several shots out of it. I think its problem now is it falls off later.
Yeah,
got red shields without that skull piercer. I think it starts to suffer.
Yeah, I was only really using it last season if I got a Scully.
Yes, I was still quite a fan of just using it generally. I think it's very ease of use wise. It's piece of piss. Next to no bullet drop at near enough any range. You can fire quickly if you need to as well, which is helpful. You don't obviously lose damage for it, but it's still a decent amount of damage. And like I said, up close, it definitely. I think hip fire wise, I think it's more consistent than the G7 is.
Okay. We'll leave it and see.
Yeah, I am a bit of a L-star. I can see it.
The L-star is staring at us next now. Yes. Yeah. What are we saying?
It's a bit terrifying.
The energy meter is just like I say. You only had to bloody watch ALGS. Like everyone at LAN had energy. Not one person. And they still didn't do anything about it. They still went, have another energy meter in Season 21.
Yep. I do think the L-Star just now kind of feels a bit like the Havoc's little brother.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I think people were viewing it the other way around.
Yeah.
Because obviously it doesn't suffer with the turbocharger problem.
No.
But I still think I'd rather have a non-turbocharged Havoc over an L-Star at this point.
Yeah. Oh.
I think we put it B last time.
And I wouldn't be upset if it was B again.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be mad. I'm never upset by it.
I was looking at B the whole time there, and I was just thinking, out of all the energy weapons available, it is probably the least like one I would want.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's still solid, which is scary.
It is, yeah, it is still solid. With a gold mag, it's great, but I've got to get a gold mag anyway.
Forever. And if you can get the timing down where you don't have to reload, you can just let it think. You can put some serious damage out in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
It's just if you catch that overheat, it can punish you a little bit.
Definitely. Okay, right, now we're moving on to the longbow. Now, can you remember where we put the longbow last season?
Yeah, it was E.
I think he ain't got much of a chance now with Scully now gone as well.
No, I do think they've done a step in the right direction before because they always wanted it to be the balanced sniper. Because it took loads of attachments, but the problem is you had to find all those attachments. Whereas now it's got the built-in barrel stabilizer.
Yes.
Which has made it better. I still don't want it.
But yeah, it's made it better. But once again, they've taken away a skull piercer, which was the main reason you'd pick it up. Yeah. Like it's unfortunate because it probably was going
take it over the charge rifle.
Yes, me too. Like at least I can potentially hit a couple of no scopes with it. Whereas obviously charge rifle, I'm not hitting any.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for me to take that one. So yeah, I think E. Yeah, I'm happy with E as well.
I'm happy with that.
Nice. Okay, right. Next up, we've got the Mastiff.
Man.
Yeah,
I've
man.
had a real problem with this gun this season.
Have you?
Yeah. I think since the shotgun buff and the introduction of solos, it's really shone.
Definitely had its moments.
Yeah. It doesn't hit as hard as the PK. I think the one advantage the Mastiff's got, which people don't seem to realise, is if you don't have a gold bolt, you don't have to reload the entire mag.
Yeah.
So if you're pushed and you're 2 shots in, you can just start shooting then 2 shots straight away. It has caused me some issues, and at the same time, I've also done some mental things with it.
Yeah, it definitely feels better this season. I'd agree. I do like it.
Their shotguns are hitting at the minute.
Yeah.
I think we put it C last time.
Okay.
We had that in C and the Eva 8 in D. And I think putting the Mastiff on the same tier as the Eva 8 is probably...
I was looking more at B, to be fair.
Yeah.
I was looking more at B.
I'd be happy with B and that in C, yeah.
Yeah. Sound. Right, awesome.
Bumped them both up one.
We bumped them up a little.
Solos is really pushing the shotgun meta out, isn't it?
It is. Everyone's complaining about it. Next up, we've got the Mozambique. Well, obviously we were just talking about shotguns. Obviously, once again with solo meta at the moment, you'll get hammer points. I mean, I've been using it quite a lot purely on the basis. Yeah, like especially with solos, because obviously so many people get nose shielded, and then you're just there with the Mosin, like, haha, see you later. It's so easy. Like that was the gun I used to get my highest damage kill game so far, and damage in solos, and it was purely because as soon as I got off their shield, I just knew I'd swap to the Mosin, and I'd be sorted. And even just a normal Mosin, like you're still hitting 45s, which is decent enough, isn't it? Off a drop.
That's Wingman territory.
Exactly. So
and it's got hella range on it. You compare it to any of the other shotguns, you can hit 45s at distance as well.
Yeah, no, you can. It's definitely a good weapon. Now, does it belong? I think it does belong higher than a Mastiff.
But does it sit in the same kind of realm as Bocek?
It's just a different style. That's the problem, isn't it?
I think it's probably better than the Mastiff, but I don't know if it's good enough to push it out of B. I think that we're at the point where just because they're both in B doesn't necessarily mean they're on the same level. There's almost like a tier within a tier.
Yeah, and then of course, without hammer points anyway.
Yeah.
It would be lowered down. Yeah, I mean, I would give it like a B plus if I could.
Yeah, I think the versatility is better. I think if I'm locked in a room, I'd rather have a Mastiff.
Yeah, if I'm in the open and I'm having an outfight, then I would rather have the Mosin. So I know as soon as I catch them in the open, they're fucked.
Yeah, for sure. I think they do, but they both do their roles very well.
Definitely. Okay, cool. And next up, we've got the Nemesis. So this was placed in S last season, and I don't think anything's changed.
I don't think anything's changed. I'm definitely not dying to it very often anymore.
Is that because everyone's using the bloody Havoc?
Using the Havoc. Yeah.
True. But is that just because... I think it's more just because people are actually picking it up now. I don't think like they say, nothing's changed about the burst as the Nemesis, but I mean, you could potentially argue it's obviously a little harder than the Havoc at close range. Yeah. That's the only thing.
I've had the gold Havoc, the gold Nemesis a few times in solos, and I've never found a situation where it's not a bad gun at all, but I don't think I've ever sat there and gone, do you know what? I'd always rather have a Havoc in my hands.
Yeah.
And if you're running energy, it's weird because I don't think anything's changed with the Nemesis. It's just not. It's not top of its tier anymore because I think the Havoc slotted into that slot and bumped it down. Whether that takes it down a tier or not, I don't know. But I just don't die to him very often anymore.
No, but then again, I know you play a lot of solos.
Yeah, a lot.
And of course,
and I'm pushing plat at the minute in ranked.
Yeah, I do think the Nemesis is great in like those ranked situations, normal pubs. Obviously, I wouldn't be picking it up in solos anyway. I just think because that meta, there is no reason to be taking something with a bit of range. You know, you want that close range pretty much, both guns, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I do think it's still a ridiculously powerful gun because as soon as you are like at range and you peek for too long when it's charged up, you're out. That's it.
Yeah.
I still do filthy damage with that gun. Yeah. As soon as someone stands in a window for too long, you can get a knock.
I've always had problems with it. I've always preferred the hemlock personally, but I know that's not a gun problem. That's a me problem.
Yeah.
The hemlock feels much nicer to me. And I think it's because I struggle with the ramp up time a little bit. If I'm fighting and I'm caught like mid thing, and I've turned to fight the next enemy and I'm halfway through the charge up.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be at the lowest. I overcompensate or undercompensate a little bit. So I think personally for me, it's not my favourite gun to use. I'd rather have a hemlock, but I don't think that's I don't think that's a gun issue. I think that's just me being stupid.
Yeah, I don't think I could
be mad with this.
No, I
wouldn't be mad with like top 8 either. So
no, yeah, I couldn't bump it down in my eyes because I do think it is still just ridiculous. I just think, especially if you're playing solos, it's just because everyone is waking up to the Havoc meta.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it, really.
And that's being carried over just general gameplay now.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, next up we've got our P2020. So we like the P2020 here. We are Nothing better than feeling like a James Bond.
It's yeah, I love living my John Wick life. I just I don't know. I don't want
it. I do feel
makes
like
me feel really cool. I don't feel very safe.
I really like it off of drop, but then as soon as the early fights are over with, it doesn't go any further than that.
It needs to be put on the floor very quickly.
Yeah. It's once you've had that one kill where you've absolutely trigger fingered someone, you go, yeah, man, you got fucked, bro.
Yeah.
And then of course you're then there like, right, I don't need to carry this on. I'm not keeping this.
I think what we said last time was it's like the alternator, apart from it drops off quicker. But the alternator, although I don't want it in in-game without disruptors, I'm not like it's not unusable. You can still do something with it. Whereas if I've got a P20 in in-game, I'm terrified. With or without hammer points, I just don't want that in my hands.
No. It's I think I'm in D.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. It's one of the most fun guns. Like, there's nothing better than just beaming someone with a P20 and feel like you're John Wick. But at the same time, I don't feel safe with it in my hands.
No, I don't either. Definitely not. No, so I'm with you on that one. I think D suits it. Next up, we've got the PK. I think we will probably be on the same wavelength for this one because I mean, the reason it would, in my eyes, be A is because it has disruptors.
Yeah, and it's just it feels like it doesn't matter what you do with it, you're hitting 100 minimum at the minute.
Yeah.
My problem with it before was I was constantly hitting 9s. I can't remember the last time I hit a 9 with it. I don't know what they've done to it, but it just feels so consistent.
Yeah. And I do think with the charge up with precision choke, you've obviously got that range as well. Like you can freaking do like 90 something damage to someone and you're not even near them. Yeah. Which you can't do with the other shotguns.
You're at a door and you can see someone on the other side of it charging a pickup behind you. It's like, I don't want to go in there.
Well, yeah, you just know you shouldn't be going in that door. Like if you are,
and you can have that building.
Yeah, kick down that door and see what happens. Like you're fucked, mate. Just don't do it. Don't do it. If you see the light, you hear the noise, just say, "You have this, mate," and I'll go.
Yeah, drop your bats and run.
Yeah. Just leave a gift.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I think A's just got to be. It has to be. Okay, moving forward, we now have the Prowler. Now, we're lovers of the Prowler.
It's my favourite SMG.
It is good. It is decent, but the skill to use for some players is a little harder.
Yeah.
I do think some people overthink it, but also maybe they just struggle. Like, even though it's not hard to hit fire with it, so I think some people still cock up their shots and then they start to panic and then
tracking hip fire with a burst weapon's harder anyway because you can't you normally gauge your hip fire like shot by shot.
Yeah.
So you can see if you need to adjust a little bit left or right because you can see what's hitting. Whereas you've got that window between shots where you have to try and am I still tracking correctly without the damage to tell me I'm doing it? But at the same time, you can 3-burst a red shield, so it slaps.
Yes, it does slap.
You saying earlier about your highest damage solos game, I got my 4K in solos with the Havoc and Prowler.
Okay, yeah. And I can see that. I can see that being disgusting.
With the Havoc and then swap into the Prowler and
I was thinking that. Yeah, I was thinking that would be what you do, innit?
It's disgusting.
Do
you know what? I'd be happy to put it where we put it last time, which I think was B.
Yeah, I do think it's B, just purely for the skill to use.
Yeah.
I do think some players struggle with it, even though I think it's just because they don't give it enough time.
Yeah.
And they would much rather just go with something easier to use.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Okay, right. Next up, we've got our 301. So 301, I mean, easy as fuck to use with the recoil.
Easiest gun to use.
Easy as anything.
I like it. It's like it's got nice iron sights.
Yeah.
Nice with the 1x. I have gone off it a bit. I can't lie.
I do still use it, but obviously there is way better guns this season.
Yeah.
I mean, as we were going on about earlier, poke output. Yeah. Obviously, it's not got that much high damage per bullet. You obviously need to rinse. You need to one clip them.
Yeah.
Realistically, if you want to kill someone with it. I mean, it's still.
I don't think it's bad.
No, it's consistent.
Yeah, I think the thing that tipped it for me was obviously watching LGS and stuff. And they did the interviews where they ask this gun or that gun.
Yeah.
And I think out of every pro they asked, one of them said the R3 over the Flatline.
Okay.
And like I said to you earlier, when I think about it, if you're looking at that as like because if you want a close range gun, the R3 is not your go-to.
No.
If you want a long range gun, I don't think the R3 is your go-to anymore either. The Nemesis, Hemlock, G7, I think will do it better.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether C.
It just feels like a worse version of the Flatline.
Yeah, it is. I mean, at the end of the day, 3 times on a Flatline, you're gonna kill someone a lot quicker than 3 times on a 301.
It's very easy to use. You like
that is it.
The
but,
ARs, it doesn't move.
But the bullets are not strong enough.
It shoots peas.
Yes, that is more like it. Yeah, it shoots peas. Don't get me wrong. Like we say, it's satisfying as fuck one clipping with it.
The
but
one clip is so
you
nice.
do have to almost get every single bullet into them.
Yeah.
On like a gold mag. So I think it is a C.
I agree. I do agree. I think
it's a C jobby.
Down a tier. I think we were in B last time. So.
Yeah, I think it was as well. Next up, we've got the R99.
This always hurts me, man.
I know, but the R99 is just not meta anymore.
No, there's nothing more satisfying in this game than a solid one clip and R9.
Yeah. But
it feels so good.
It does. It does.
I tell you what, a lot of people have been saying that the recoil feels better this season. I've got to agree. It does feel easier to use this season. A lot of people have been suggesting they've shadow buffed it to do with the release of the recolor.
Yeah.
To push its usage rates up. It has felt easier to use. It's definitely still not what it was.
No, it's definitely not what it was. I don't see me moving it. It was in D last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, see, it's weird for me because personally, I'm still always taking the R9 over the car. But I think that's just because ever since I played, the R9 has been what I've used.
Yeah. I do think it. I feel
like they fit very similar roles. It's just R9 loses that versatility that the car's got.
That's pretty much the only reason why I would think that. Car goes a bit more.
Putting the R9 in the same tier as the P20 feels gross.
I know, but I mean,
you know what? I think that I think if we're gonna put the R9 in D, I think we should move the P20 down.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because not that it's ideal, but are you super mad if you get to late game with a gold like a done up R9?
True.
Whereas if you could have a gold P20, by the time everyone's got purple red shields, I'm upset. Because I'm not John Wicking it out here. That like you run at someone, they start shooting you with a P20, you're just gonna keep running at them. And R9 can make you think, whoa, hang on a minute, and rethink it. So
I see.
If we're gonna leave the R9 in D, I think we should put the P20 down personally.
You want to move this little bad boy down?
I do.
Oof.
I'm happy with the D.
I mean, I can see your point. I can see your point, and I'm not against it, to be honest. I think off a drop, in some ways, I would rather the P20. But like your point is, it obviously late game you wouldn't be upset still with an R9, whereas it would be upset with a P20.
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm fair with that. Oh, our first little change around. Woo.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got the Rampage.
I hate this gun.
Now it's very easy to use. Drop off game.
I'm so bad with it.
Oh no, I find it so very easy to use off drop. Just because it obviously does, like, it's not hard to control at all. It's just a little bit slow, isn't it? It's just dud, dud, dud.
Yeah, the sound makes me regret my life choices as well.
Yeah.
There's that clip of Shiv just shouting the noise out.
But
it's not. I don't think it's objectively a bad gun. I just don't think it's objectively a good gun either.
Yeah, I mean, once we put the thermite in it, we are looking at a completely different gun.
Yeah, it has definitely got that option. I don't think it has the impact that a lot of the disruptors or the turbo have though. I don't think they charge up, or like even putting a cell into a sentinel.
I think
that feels significant improvement. Whereas it just makes the Rampage feel usable.
Yes, yeah, and it's not worth it. I don't know where we put it last time, but I'm looking at D.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
I'm looking at D. I think it is easy to use, but I'm not wanting to use it unless it's ramped up late game.
Yeah, I think the ramped up Rampage is probably closer to a C, maybe even a B in the right situation.
Yeah.
But without it, I think it's dragged down.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not worth it.
That perfectly good, sir.
Ah, good job. Thank you. Next up, we have the RE45.
The thing slaps.
It does slap, and in some ways, I think it almost slaps more than the R99.
I agree. I think it's now out of the two. I want the RE.
Yeah, I really do.
It's the hop up.
Yeah,
which is the game changer there.
It is. It is just literally a pistol R9, and it is filthy, especially with those hammer points.
And it doesn't move at all.
No.
Like the R9 it's got a bit of a bounce to it. The RE just doesn't move.
No, it doesn't. And I think once again, the introduction of solos has brought out the reason why the REs, because the reason why a lot of the times I end up losing fights in 1v1s in solos is because they have an RE hammer points. As soon as
once your shield's gone,
that's it, melted, gone.
I think last time we put it quite high. I think we put it in B.
Did we?
I think so, yeah.
I don't.
Let me 2 seconds. I've got you.
I was looking more at C.
It is in B here.
Oh.
It's in B with the alternator. I think if you look at it, with the alternator RE is the fairest comparison, or the alternator car. I think I want an RE over both of those.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I don't want it like I want a Prowler, but I want it more than I want.
I mean, I would carry an Alternator to late game if it's pimped up.
Yeah.
So.
I think B was I think we placed that well last time, and I think although it's shining more, I think it's still doing the same thing.
Stay consistent, Anna. Yeah. Stay consistent. Okay.
You can still kind of feel like John Wick with it as well.
Exactly. He's still got the one hand on it. Still got the one hand. Okay, cool. Next up, we have our Senti. Now, we put this quite high last time, didn't we? Put it in A.
Yeah.
So, I mean, nothing's changed.
No.
I can't see.
It definitely doesn't shine in solos as much.
No.
An Iron Sight Sentinel can still slap, though. I have won a few 1v1s off drop with an Iron Sight Sentinel because I'm landing headshots.
I just think, it's just so easy to use. It's the easiest bloody sniper in the world, man.
It's such a nice Iron Sight as well.
Yeah, it is. If you're looking like off a drop and you want to get yourself a blue quickly and you want to just get some damage in or potentially a knock, it is your best friend. Like, there's not very often.
You charge it, it hits like a baby Kraber.
Yeah, exactly. If you've got the cells early game and you pop it on as well, they're just dead. Even late game, obviously. If you want to just rinse their heals, it is good. I think it's got to be an A.
Yeah.
Again, don't think there's any reason to change it.
The only sniper that's not a care package weapon that I'd put that high.
Yeah, I'd agree as well. Next up, we've got the Spitfire, which is obviously one of the guns with the biggest mags, and it is. I mean, it's easy to use. I went off it for a little while when it first got nerfed. I've kind of finding it in my hands, not just because it's not to the same effect, but like if you're in a room and you're just having to hit fire and you can just hold it. Yeah,
it does do a very similar but worse thing than the Havoc does.
It does. It is just once again, it's
a massive mag.
It's just so easy just to hold down that trigger and go. And even with like a bruiser at mid range, it's easy to control and you're not missing shots. Obviously, it's no good at longer range. It is pointless.
No, it's
but I don't think that's obviously really in the equation. I think it's obviously more of a close to mid-range weapon.
Yep.
But I don't think I could put it in. I think I would put it in C if I was going to put it anywhere. Potentially. What are you thinking?
I think we put it. I'm just trying to think what our reason is because we put it in B last time.
I think we put it because of how easy it is to use.
It is very easy to use.
I mean, in fairness,
I think I still want it more than I want an R3.
True.
But I don't want it like I want a G7 or a Flatline for its respective roles.
Yeah, my thoughts was.
I'm really struggling with this.
My thoughts were why I would put it on C is because, like we mentioned, it's good at close, it's good at mid, but there's no point in having it at range.
Yep.
Whereas at least with a 301, I can use it at range and I could use it in mid. I mean, you can use it at close, but it's not obviously as effective.
Yeah.
Which is my kind of mindset. It's almost evens it out.
But we made the similar argument for the L-Star. I'm not trying to stick a 3 times on the All-Star and beam someone across the world with it. But mids and close, it shreds.
But it shreds more than probably the...
It does, but it's got a smaller... Like if you look at like a gold mag on the Spitfire, I think it goes forever.
True. I
wouldn't
suppose...
be mad with C. I think this is the first one where I'm a little bit unsure.
I think it depends on how accurate you are. Like, if you got the L-Star and you're hitting your shots, you're going to kill. Your time to kill is going to be quicker than the Spitfire.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but then obviously, like we say, it's easy to use a Spitfire because you don't have to worry about a cooldown and you can just keep firing. But
I'm not mad with C. I can see reasons to put it up, but I'm not angry with the C at all.
Yeah, I just don't. It's hard to judge that little mid tier around here.
Yeah, it really sits either a very high C or a very low B. There's very little in it.
No, yeah, it's not easy. Next up, we've got the triple take. I mean, I've picked up the triple take a few times this season, but purely because it's been in the care package.
I'm gonna come out with my controversial take here.
Okay. I
think it is the most slept on gun in Apex at the minute.
Yeah. No. Well, once again,
especially with the changes.
Mm-hmm.
The argument we made last time, I think we put it B last time, and the argument was it does long range if you eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
It does mid range phenomenally well, and close range is a shotgun.
Yeah.
And now I think it just does all that but better.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the charge up that people get a little bit unsure on. It just feels like a better 30-30.
It does, yeah, I'd agree on that. I'd definitely agree on that because I'm pretty sure when you shoot that, you do 40 anyway, and of course it's got 3 bullets.
Yeah.
So accuracy is going to be so much more, and of course if you charge it up and hit a heady, you're doing a pretty decent amount of damage. Like,
I sent you that in the thing I edited. The second clip is a back-to-back like headshot squad wipe.
I
think the second one hits for 120 something.
Yeah.
That's
which
nearly a one
you mean
shot,
you could almost argue that's almost the same amount as a charged up sentinel.
Yeah.
I
risk.
I probably would not be mad if we were going to move up to A.
Yeah.
Because,
I really do think it slipped on because it's a marksman.
Yeah. Like you can
definitely
hit
the most versatile of the marksmans.
Yeah, like you say, yeah, we can use it as an early game shotty. We can use it mid game, just poke, and then long range poke. And I do think, yeah, say versatile. Yeah, it's got everything. It does everything. It does it all. Next up, we got the Vault. I'm pretty happy with the Vault in A. I don't think I think it's so easy to use. The recoil doesn't move. Like sometimes I'm shooting and I'm thinking I'm cheating because of the fact I'm just not moving. Like you don't have to hold down at all. It's so easy to use.
I had it with it was at is it Stasis Array? You got the 2 new zip lines that go up on the edge, where like between the 2 buildings.
Right.
So I beamed someone going up the zip line on that, and I didn't feel like it was bouncing side to side at all. I literally drew a straight line upwards. On control, and it just felt so easy.
It's
got good damage per mag as well.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it is one of those guns that I'll go up against someone and I will lose purely on the basis of that they have a Vault. It's a bit like
Havoc. I want a Vault.
Yeah, I'd agree on that as well. So I think an A. I think an A. Yeah. And then lastly, we have the Wingman. Now, of course, this has now come out of the care package. It was an S for us last season.
Yep.
Now, of course, it's come out, but it is still very consistent.
Broken.
Yeah, it's still a very good weapon. I mean, I can see how they've tried to balance it, taking away the mag.
What they were doing at all.
Yeah,
but then they gave it boosted loader and it still gets 9 bullets per mag anyway.
I mean, yeah, that was the fault realistically. I mean, maybe they should have just done it so it just reloaded it faster, rather than giving it mags. But
45 body shot damage per bullet 9 times is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yes, there is that.
If you're landing headshots, so what is it, 85 now on a white helmet?
I think so.
9 times 85 is mental. Obviously, no digi anymore.
No digital.
Which has, I think, in general, has kind of pushed SMGs not down, but definitely made shotguns feel a little bit more noticeable.
Yes.
And like things like the loud. I think that's another reason why the Havoc's thriving at the minute.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because there's no digi anymore, so it doesn't matter.
No.
But yeah, I think the Wingman terrifies me.
It's a. I think when people first saw it on the floor, some people weren't bothered by it, and then it has now started becoming more and more used.
Yeah.
I use it now. I've always loved the Wingman anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the other day when I was playing with Harley picked it up and was like, "Oh, this is good," and I was there like, "Yeah, man." I don't know why so many people haven't given it a chance yet. I don't think it's S, but I definitely think it's like an A plus. That's my thoughts.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree. I'm now doing what I did last time with the Kraber.
Oh, would you want it?
But the other way, I think it's S. I don't
think it's S. You reckon?
If we think about realistically what's changed, because it's lost 5 damage for a body shot, 5 damage for a headshot, and you can't put a gold mag on it anymore.
It had a bigger mag size though, didn't it?
How many bullets was it for?
I think it went up to 12.
Yeah, but still, so how much damage is? So I don't want to try and sit there and do the math because I'm not great at math, but like.
I don't know, but I just thought because it came out of the care package, and it has lost some aspect of things. They just haven't done it enough to make it more level.
Can you? I think you can still 3-tap headshot with red armor.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's what 85 per shot, so 170, 255.
I mean, yeah.
So you can technically with boosted loader, if not that this is going to be a common thing, but if you land every shot headshot, you're wiping an entire squad of red armor.
Yeah.
And that's insane.
True.
And especially even at close range, it's not like with like other guns, like the Nemesis. Not a gun I want at close range.
No.
Like I've killed people at significant range with it. I've got like a clip of me shooting. I can't even really see the guy, and I 3-tap him.
Yeah.
But then at like hip fire range, they've nerfed the hip fire. I don't notice a blind bit of difference.
No.
It's one of the only guns besides the Havoc and care package weapons that instills fear in me.
Yeah.
Especially like a good MK player.
Okay.
With the Wingman's terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, this is a tough one.
Such low risk if you're peeking from a building because you can pop out, shoot, pop back with little retaliation.
Mm.
So peek shooting, it does phenomenally well. It's got insane damage output. And even with just 6 bullets, landing full body shots, that's still a lot of damage. That's 225. I think. No, more than that.
I mean,
90 per 2, 180, that's 270 damage in a mag.
Yeah.
Full body shots.
Okay.
It scares me. Like, I don't understand what planning they went. We're going to take out the care package and nerf it. What? No, you haven't. You haven't done anything. It's still scary.
I mean, I'll happily put it in S. The only reason I wanted to potentially move it down was purely on the basis of it isn't as good as it was.
It's not as good. No, it's definitely. It's not like the domineering thing it was. I just don't know. When you look at some of the other guns in A.
Yeah.
I don't see any, besides maybe the PK at close range. I don't see any of those guns I'm more scared of than I am a good person, a good player of the Wingman.
Okay, well I'll let you have this one because I mean I did say last one. You know, I was there like kept Kraber straight away. So okay, well I can see where you're coming from. I think I would have said like an A plus if I
do see where you're coming from. Sure. I wonder if I'm maybe a little bit more traumatized than you in like the sense of like I get streamer building zipline jumpy MK players a lot.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit scary. But yeah, I think even like a slightly lower tier player can do mad things completely accidentally with it because it's just so easy to use.
Wow. This is our tier list anyway. This is the one.
Happy all the way.
I think we've done a good spread.
Yeah.
I do think this is nice. I don't think there's anything I'd massively change. The only one I hummed and hard around. Nice. But yeah, no, it's car's moved. I mean, P20's gone down, but you know,
Bocek's gone up. I think we're losing everyone here.
I'm sure we've upset someone.
Yeah, Panda. We've upset Panda.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, guys. Right, that is everything then. Yeah, so guys, if you have enjoyed the video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Me and Jord will be doing a legend tier list at some point, so make sure you are subscribing, your notifications on, so you don't miss that one. But yeah, have you got anything left to say, Jord?
Man, thank you again for having me. I do always enjoy doing these.
Oh, always, mate.
It's a good video. I enjoy it very much. So
no worries. All right then, guys. Apart from that, I'm going to see you all in the next video.